This is the story of Kumanu and Kiro, a cheetah and a Labrador, whose extraordinary friendship began when the little cheetah was born in a zoo. Kumanu was the smallest and weakest of his siblings. Unlike the other cubs, he struggled to gain weight, appeared more fragile, and seemed vulnerable. The zookeepers noticed that his development was slower than usual, and they began to worry about his future. They knew that without their help, he might not survive. But Kumanu needed more than just special care. He needed companionship. Cheetahs are social animals that learn essential survival skills from their families. However, since he had to be separated from his mother and siblings, he was left all alone. Being isolated meant he wouldn't be able to develop the necessary instincts to survive on his own. So, the zoo staff started searching for an unconventional solution. That solution came in an unexpected form. Kiro, a young Labrador rescued from a shelter. Experts knew that cheetahs who form bonds with dogs tend to become more confident. It was a risky experiment, but they decided to introduce Kumanu to Kiro and see what would happen. Their first meeting was filled with tension. Kumanu observed the puppy cautiously, unsure of what to expect. Kiro, on the other hand, was friendly and playful, wagging his tail excitedly, inviting the cheetah to interact. But Kumanu remained wary and hesitant. However, Kiro was patient. He didn't pressure Kumanu or scare him, but simply stayed by his side. Over time, the cheetah grew accustomed to his presence. At first, he only observed, then he started mimicking Kiro's movements, and eventually, he initiated playtime himself. That was the beginning of an extraordinary friendship. As time passed, Kumanu grew more confident. Where there was once fear and hesitation, there was now curiosity and excitement. He no longer avoided Kiro. Instead, he approached him first, playfully nudging him with his paw as if inviting him to chase. Their bond deepened with each passing day. Initially, their games were gentle. Kumanu, though a natural predator, was still unaware of his own strength. Kiro, on the other hand, was patient and careful, making sure not to overwhelm his new friend. They started with simple chasing games. Though Kumanu was naturally faster, Kiro was more agile and could change direction quickly, making the cheetah stop and rethink his moves. But as days went by, Kumanu learned how to control his body better and became more agile and confident. Kiro taught him how to play for fun, without always being on guard. This was a crucial lesson for Kumanu, who was instinctively cautious and used to relying only on himself. But slowly, his fears faded, and he started behaving like an ordinary playful kitten, enjoying the moment. Despite their differences, they both learned from each other. As a wild animal, Kumanu was naturally wary, but Kiro showed him that trust was not a weakness. The Labrador, in turn, watched in awe as his friend grew stronger, faster, and more graceful. Sometimes, Kumanu would suddenly sprint across the enclosure with such speed that Kiro barely had time to turn his head. The Labrador would try to catch up, but the cheetah, laughing in his own way, was already on the other side of the enclosure. Even so, Kiro remained the mentor. He taught Kumanu that the world wasn't always dangerous, that it was okay to be relaxed and happy, that life wasn't just about survival. Thanks to Kiro, the cheetah slowly let go of his constant anxiety. They began spending all their time together. Every morning, Kiro would run to Kumanu's enclosure, and the cheetah would already be waiting, eager for another day of play. They chased each other through the grass, sometimes even jumping together, Kumanu with his elegant high leaps, and Kiro with his clumsy but enthusiastic attempts to imitate him. They playfully nipped at each other, never too hard, rolled on the ground, and simply enjoyed life. When Kumanu got tired, he didn't retreat into solitude. Instead, he lay down next to Kiro, resting his head on the dog's back or paws. This became their special tradition. Sometimes they would simply lie in the shade, watching the world around them, observing birds and insects passing by. It was clear that their friendship had become something real, something deeper than just playful interactions between two animals. They had become family. Kumanu no longer felt alone, and Kiro, despite always being surrounded by humans, found a best friend in the cheetah, someone who made every day exciting. Cheetahs are naturally cautious and rarely trust easily, but with Kiro by his side, Kumanu grew much more curious. He was no longer afraid to explore new things, approach people, or investigate his surroundings. One day, the zookeepers noticed him watching Kiro closely as he played with a ball. Before, Kumanu had never shown interest in toys, but now he seemed intrigued. Cautiously, he approached, gave the ball a gentle tap with his paw, then suddenly grabbed it and ran off, clearly delighted by his discovery. This was the start of their shared love for play. Kiro would bring Kumanu different objects: ropes, sticks, stuffed animals, and the cheetah, despite his wild instincts, eagerly participated. He no longer feared new things, but instead embraced them with enthusiasm, knowing that his friend was by his side. As time went on, Kumanu grew stronger. He was no longer the frail cub he once was. He had transformed into a magnificent, powerful cheetah. Now, he could easily outrun Kiro, sometimes even playfully teasing him with his speed. But despite all the changes, one thing remained the same: his need for Kiro. Even as he matured, Kiro never left his side. They continued running, playing, and resting together. Their bond never weakened. It only grew stronger. Even when Kumanu became a full-grown predator, he still trusted Kiro and sought his support. The zookeepers shared their story with the world, and soon people everywhere were fascinated by this unlikely friendship. They marveled at how two completely different creatures had become inseparable. The story of Kumanu and Kiro became a symbol of friendship that transcends all boundaries. They proved that differences are not obstacles to genuine connection. Their journey reminded everyone that true friendship is built on trust, care, and warmth. Years passed, and Kumanu grew into a magnificent adult cheetah, while Kiro became a strong and confident Labrador. Yet, their bond remained as strong as ever. They continued spending their days together, playing and resting side by side. Their friendship was a testament to the fact that true companionship knows no limits. Neither species nor circumstance can stand in its way. Kumanu was no longer the fragile cub he once was. He had grown into a powerful and independent cheetah. But one thing never changed: his deep connection with Kiro. Because it was Kiro who helped him believe in himself, who showed him that the world was not something to fear, and who gave him the greatest gift of all: a lifelong friendship that would never fade.